it's Gwen with you back for another scrapbooking process video, and today's share is episode 4 in my Maggie Holmes Monday Stash Bust series. I'm playing along with Sarah Scraps, who declared to one and all that on Mondays we should stash bust our Maggie Holmes collection. So I'm doing just that, and I will also leave a link to her channel below so that you can see all of her beautiful scrapbooking layouts where she's busting out her Maggie Holmes stash as well. And today I'm working with Willow Lane. So I do have quite a few little bits and pieces for this one, which you could see just there. I really had to be a bit clever about making those paper strips because I did not have enough to go all the way across my 12 by 12 layout there. So yeah, I absolutely kind of cheated, and because of that, I do have some seams there that I do have to cover up. So I do have to be a little bit clever here in terms of where I position things to make sure that those seams won't be seen in the end result. So the beginning part of this layout is actually a lot of shuffling and trial and error to really nut out a good plan for covering up the seam and getting a great layout design. So I did come up with something, and I'm going to attach that base, those base layer paper strips. I did add some stitching to those too, which you'll be able to see at the end of the video. And I decided on a main cluster on the left hand side there with what will be this page has several titles, not really one big one. Yeah, I just thought I would collect a few of the sentiments and get them on a page. So I guess the title is Be Happy, Be Bright, Be You, maybe? Let's call it that. Yeah. And so that's the idea for the page. It's going to be a main cluster on the left there, and then it will flow a little bit towards the right. It's funny actually, because when I first saw this collection, I immediately fell in love with it and had to have it all and ordered it all, of course, and had it shipped. And since then, since I've gone to go and create with it, I've actually found it a very difficult collection to create with. It's got a lot of really bold pattern papers in it, and there's not a lot of patterns or B-sides in the collection that are more neutral, that can tone down the big bold patterns. So yeah, I did really struggle with this one. So it's really felt good to get another page out with this one and get a few more of the supplies used up. And that's kind of why I've gone in this instance with a more neutral background. So it's not the best color on screen. It's like I want to say mauve-y, pinky mauve color, and I think it really needs that. I think it needs something that's going to ground those big patterns. And yeah, and I've really only used 2. So yeah, it's a tricky one, this one. So if you're having trouble using it, me too. I did also forget to mention that the florals that I'm using in this one are all from Flourish. So you saw at the beginning of the video I pulled out the ephemera pack for that, because those I hadn't used a single one of. Because they're so giant, they are huge, and yeah, so I hadn't used any of those florals at all, and I thought they would be a good match for this layout because I had that big gap to close up. And yeah, I love how it turns out. It's yeah, it works out perfectly. Things are getting serious because I am gluing things down, which is always a good sign. I also did find in that box of goodies that I've been showing that I found after my initial video, I have been going through that, which I mentioned in the last video, and I did find that piece there. What does that say? My Darling. And that yellow bow. That's also from that random box of supplies. So I have absolutely no idea where that's from, what collection that's from, but it feels good to get it on the layout. Also, I think that little tab down the bottom that says Together, that's from that random box. So yeah, that one, I did quite well with this one, getting a few of those pieces locked in and on a page. So I really would suggest that you do that. If you have some stash that you would like to use up, if it's on your desk or if it's in a box that's handy, I have been finding that I'm far more likely to use it. So I would recommend that for sure. I think it's been really good as well just to have a focus, like just rather than having this sort of goal or idea to like use up my supplies, it's actually been really good to go, okay, I'm going to use up these supplies. I'm going to, make 4 or 5 layouts. And yeah, I think it's really helped me to not feel so overwhelmed with what I have. And yeah, and to feel a bit too, I feel like I've achieved something. Like I think when you've got a goal like I want to use up my supplies, well, we all know that that's going to take a lifetime, right? So yeah, it's been really good. I've really, really enjoyed this series. I am very, very close to finishing up here now, and I will, oh, I just added, yes, those 3 gold hearts there. So I will lift this up now and you can see all the details, and of course I will leave you some still images as well, so you can check those out in a moment. Thanks so much for being here and spending some creative time with me. Until next time, bye!